Hey guys, in today's video we'll show you our top quality multi-time frame analysis that no one talks about. So stay tuned. But before we continue, we also want to note that we have a Telegram channel as well, where we post signals and other top quality educational content. So here's $1 weekly time frame. And as you can see, price failed to stay above our daily effective resistance right here and proceeded down drastically with that momentum red candle, showing for us some bearish signs on the weekly time frame as well. So first of all, we have a lower high, as you can see right here. And of course we don't like the current price action with this massive bearish engulfing, meaning for us that on the monthly, this candle rejected our daily effective resistance with a long wick, meaning for us a strong bearish price action. But anyway, considering the global picture, it is still unconfirmed, as we want to see a clear breakout of our weekly effective support to make for price a lower low and confirm the bearish bias completely. But considering the next week, we have an indecision bias and will present you both a bullish and bearish scenario. So with that being said, let's move to the daily time frame. Before we continue guys, we also want to share with you our VIP group performance. As you can see, over 900 pips was made this week. So all info will be in the description. Our premium includes weekly setups, live signals and trading program as well, with our 3 strategies for day trading, 5-minute scalping and gold scalping as well. So make sure to check. All info will be in the description and in the comments, and also feel free to contact our support team and we will answer you as soon as possible. So with that being said, let's move to our analysis. So here's daily time frame, and again we have some confluence factors in terms of bearish bias for the coming week on euro-dollar. So first of all, we have a clear new low, meaning for us a confirmed momentum change on the daily time frame, as you can see through this candle, which also breaks below the 50 EMA as well, which is also bearish price action. And as you can see, the next candle, we have a some long wick candle rejecting the 50 EMA as well. So this could be considered as an early sign of a possible trend change. Again, in our ideas section we will discuss the bullish scenario as well, but for now we have a lot of bearish signs on the euro-dollar. So with that being said, let's move to the 4-hour time frame. So here's 4-hour time frame, and as you can see, we have a clear trend line breakout with this momentum candle, which breaks the 50 EMA as well, and then price showing for us a clear lower highs and lower lows, as you can see right here and right here as well. So confirmed bearish momentum, and price proceeded down. So with that being said, let's move to the 1-hour time frame to discuss our trade ideas for the coming week for the euro-dollar. So to go short on this pair, we as always wanted to confirm our immediate trend, because as you can see we have some price choppiness right here and right here. We do not want to drop this when we are in position, so we always need to confirm our immediate trend on the lower time frames. So with that being said, let's draw a trend line. Here's our immediate trend line, and for a high quality entry we would like to see a clear breakout of it with a momentum candle. As always, stops could be around this area above the recent swing high, somewhere right here. Or even it would be better to place it above the daily effective resistance as well. And our obvious target would be with the next effective support, which comes right here. But we couldn't ignore the bullish scenario, so let's consider it as well. For a bullish scenario we have a lot of confluence factors in our way, which creates for us some resistance. So first of all, let's draw a trend line. So for a bullish scenario we want to see at least a breakout of the given trend line and of the 50 EMA. But what is more important, it's still no entry, as we want to see a clear breakout of the daily effective resistance for a confirmation of bullish bias. So with that being said, we will only consider long trade once we will have a breakout to the trend line through the 50 EMA and through our daily effective resistance. Only then we will look for some pullback and entry on the euro-dollar. So with that being said, let's move on. So here's pound-dollar weekly time frame, and as you can see, like in the euro-dollar case, we have an almost the same picture. Red bearish momentum candle, breaking right through the daily effective support and closing well below it. So again, from the bigger picture we have a clear lower high right here, but still unconfirmed since we have a high confluence area right here where the weekly 50 EMA and the weekly effective support are lining up. So generally speaking, we have a high probability of reversal from that zone as price successfully holds this level even after this massive momentum candle. But again, we would like to monitor this area more closely once the price will achieve it. But as for now, we again have some indecision bias for the coming week on the pound-dollar. So with that being said, let's move to the daily time frame. So here's daily time frame, and as you can see we have some indecision on the daily as well. So first we have some lower high right here, but as you can see in terms of lower low, price failed to make it. Because as you can see, our recent swing low was right here, and as you can see, price failed to make a new low, rejecting with the 2 long wick candles. But again, for now it means nothing, since we have some bearish momentum, so the breakout of the 50 EMA, and then we have even a rejection of it. But for now, let's move to the 4-hour time frame to discuss some trade ideas for the coming week on this pair. So here's 4-hour time frame, and let's draw the trend line. So we may draw it right here, and as you can see, we have multiple rejections of the given trend line with a long wick, from which price bounces back drastically. So we have right here, and we have 2 rejections in the recent past. Right here. For a beautiful short trade, we would like to see a clear breakout of this trend line, and as always, we will target our next effective support, which comes right here. But again, we want to see a clear breakout with a momentum candle. In the opposite example, let's see the bullish scenario for the coming week. So for a bullish scenario, let's draw a trend line as well. So we may draw this trend line right here. Of course, it's imperfect, but let it be. And we instantly get an area of high confidence right here. So we would like to see a clear breakout above the 50 EMA, above the trend line, and daily effective resistance. Only if this happens, we will consider it as bullish, and we'll look some rejections of the daily effective support, or of the Fibonacci, or of the structure on the lower time frames. So with that being said, let's move on. So here's $CAD weekly time frame, and this week we ended with this bullish candle rejecting the daily effective resistance with a wick. Price demonstrated some bullish momentum this week and proceeded up, but on Friday it failed to break above the daily effective resistance level and pulled back. So to consider this more in depth, let's move to the daily and then to the 4-hour time frame to discuss our ideas for the coming week. But generally speaking, we are in a downtrend as price making clear lower highs and lower lows. And once we touch 1.30 price level, price then pull back and makes a higher low, which could be an early sign of a possible trend change, but again it's still unconfirmed. As for further confirmation, we would like to see a clear higher high from that level, meaning the breakout of the 50 EMA area. And we also have a daily effective resistance and weekly effective resistance as well on our way. So with that being said, let's go down to the daily time frame. So here's daily, and this week we experienced some momentum gain on the $CAD, because as you can see we have a small candles and then a bigger candle, which shows a clear momentum gain. But like we said, price failed to break the daily effective resistance and pull back a little bit, as we have some confluence factors on our way as well through the daily 50 EMA. So with that being said, let's move to the 4-hour time frame. So here's the 4-hour time frame, and to enter long we want to see the following. So first let's draw a trend line. And to enter long, we would like to see a breakout of the trend line and through the daily effective resistance as well. So only after this we will consider it as a possible long trade. And we also keep in mind that right here we have daily 50 EMA, which creates additional pressure in terms of bullish bias. So only if we break all these structures we will consider USDCAD as a bullish. And as always, let's consider the bearish scenario as well. So we again may draw a trend line, as you can see somewhere right here. And once price break it with momentum candle, we may go short, again placing our stop loss above the recent swing high, somewhere right here, and targeting 1.30 price level. So very obvious ideas on the USDCAD for the coming week. So with that being said, let's move on to the gold. So here's gold, weekly time frame, and we have some bullish views on the gold at the start of the week, but it failed to break our structural levels and proceeded down. And as you can see, it closes well below the monthly effective support, which now turns into resistance. So with that being said, let's move on to the daily. So here's daily, and as you can see, we started this week from the breaking of our monthly effective support and the 50 EMA on the daily time frame, and then we see some price choppiness at this level, rejecting it with the wicks, and price failed to show for us any momentum. And as you can see from the global picture, we have a clear lower highs, as you can see right here, and right here. But on the other hand, price is starting to make higher lows, for instance right here, and right here, which could be an early sign of a possible bullish momentum on the horizon. But again, it should be confirmed on a lower time frame. Here's 4-hour time frame. And again, in terms of a bullish bias, let's consider some confluence factors as well. So first of all, let's draw a Fibonacci from the recent swing low to the recent swing high, as you can see right here. And we have some rejection of our golden zone right here, which is great. But again, we would like to confirm it. So we as always should draw an immediate trend line somewhere right here. And so once we see a breakout of our three main confluence factors, such as the 50 EMA, the monthly effective resistance, and the trend line, we may easily enter long. In the opposite example, if the price failed to show any bullish momentum, we may go short as well. Just again, put in a trend line. Once we see a clear momentum break, we will look for some pullback on the lower time frames, such as to the golden Fibonacci zone or to the minor structures level, and we'll go short as well. So with that being said, let's move on. So here is US oil weekly time frame, and as you can see, we ended this week with this bullish long wick candle, projecting 0.5 Fibonacci level. Let's go down to the 4-hour time frame to discuss some trade ideas for the coming week. So let's draw our minor structure level right here. As you can see, we generally have three rejections of it. Right here, and right here. So if the price will be able to break right through it, we may easily go long and target our next weekly effective resistance area. But on the other hand, we have a triple top right here. And if the price failed to break right through it, it could proceed it down. So we may draw a trend line right here. And once we see a momentum break, we may jump into the short trade and target our next obvious weekly support level somewhere right here. Again with a stop loss above this structure level. So guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our Telegram channel, consider our VIP as well, press the like button, and see you next week.